starting new things, a new painting, a new hobby, a new project. When I throw myself into something new, I feel so alive, excited, and full of energy. And speaking of throwing myself into something new, I'm starting a new small business. And with that comes a new challenge. I need more space. In our old home, I had a studio all to myself. Now my studio is also a living room and dining room. And my new business has to fit in here too. But challenge accepted. It's time to go to IKEA and give this room a complete makeover. Yes. I have very big dreams and so many ideas, and I love making great plans in my head. I would say I'm pretty good at starting things, but there's something I really struggle with. Sticking to my plans. Following through till the end. Consistency. This is so hard for me. When art was just my hobby, I painted whenever I felt inspired. But this casual approach changed just before I turned 30. The day I decided to give my dream of becoming an artist a last chance. Around that time I heard a quote, "If you want to be an artist, you have to paint every day." It was such a simple idea, but it resonated with me. So I started painting every evening after my kids were in bed. Some nights I was excited to paint. On other nights, I was tired and didn't feel like doing anything, but most days I painted anyway because I really wanted to become an artist. And it actually worked. Eventually, I became a commissioned portrait painter and sold over 200 commissions. That daily painting routine really helped me to reach my goal. Well, almost, because like I mentioned in my last video, I realized that being a commissioned painter was really great for me to get started as an artist, but isn't quite right for me in the long run. As grateful as I am for this experience, I rather want to create and sell my own original art. Not through my Etsy shop like I did with my commissions, but through my own website. That's my big goal for 2025. But if I don't manage to become more consistent, I wonder if I will reach my goal this year or any year. I really need to get better at this, so my question is, why was it so much easier for me to paint every day back then, even though I was taking care of a toddler and a baby, totally lacking time and sleep? It must be because I had a clear goal and a strong why that motivated me. Because I have been creative in a long time and it felt like a part of me was missing. So I was hoping to feel more like myself again when I was living out my creative side. And I was about to hit my 30s, which somehow gave me a sense of urgency, this strange feeling of now or never. And there was something else that was driving me that I wasn't aware of at that time. A subconscious desire to prove the people who doubted me wrong, including myself. You see, I had failed a lot before. At 14, I started my first apprenticeship. I was extremely shy and insecure, and my boss wasn't happy with my performance. She told me I would never make it in life. At 15, I dropped out of school without a degree. To do something useful with my free time, I started painting portraits and became obsessed with it. Later in life, I worked hard to earn the qualifications I needed to study something creative. I poured my heart into my art portfolio and applied to art college, but got rejected. I didn't even get invited for an interview. that crushed me. I was so discouraged that I almost gave up on art entirely. Eventually, I got into a private art school, which wasn't too hard to get into because somehow you pay yourself into it. So I finally started to study illustration, but dropped out after 4 months. The performance pressure at college was overwhelming for me that I didn't even finish the first semester. I started to believe that maybe I would never have what it takes to become an artist. So I took a different path. I studied expressive arts and social transformation, which can be compared to an art therapist, but without the therapy part, or a social worker who uses art as a tool to support people's development. I love people and I love art, so this program was the perfect combination for me. I enjoyed my time there, and within 3 years I got married, had a baby, and earned my bachelor's degree. I started to get my life together and finally managed to finish something. After college, I just wanted to be a mom, and 2 years later got blessed with another baby. And as much as I loved caring for my 2 wonderful daughters, something felt missing. My dream of becoming an artist was buried under disappointment, failure, and self-doubt. Until I was reading a book and one question really got my attention. What would you love to do every day, even without getting paid? My answer was surprisingly clear: painting portraits from pictures. But until then, I used to believe that the only way to be a real artist was to get a fine arts degree and get represented by a gallery. And since that hadn't happened to me, I thought I missed my chance. But around the same time, I found YouTube videos of self-taught artists who had quit their jobs to pursue art full-time. I discovered platforms like Etsy and saw artists building their careers without art degrees or galleries, just by sharing their art on Instagram. That shifted something in me. For the first time in years, I felt hope that my dream maybe still could come true. I went from thinking I will be never good enough to maybe if I practice enough, I can do this too. That gave me the push I needed. I knew what I wanted and I had a strong emotional reason to keep going. The only problem was trying to prove doubters and critics wrong wasn't a good long-term strategy. There was this little voice inside of me telling me that I was still not good enough, even when I got a huge job to paint a couple of portraits to be shown at a classical concert. What an honor to be able to work on a big project like that. But I felt like a complete imposter. I felt like I still had to prove that I had what it takes. I became restless and kept pushing myself to the limit, pursuing something that would never bring real fulfillment. I lost sight of my values and was living in a way that went against what truly mattered to me, like having a lot of quality time with my loved ones. Through all this restlessness, I forgot just to have fun and enjoy life. And I felt my energy level and my joy decreasing more and more until I even didn't like painting anymore. That experience taught me something very important. In order to live a fulfilling life, we need to align our goals with our values, with what really matters to us deep down. And we need to connect them with a purpose that is bigger than ourselves. Outward approval, praise, and recognition are nice, but if we don't like the work we do or how we work and how it consumes the rest of our lives, it's not worth it. Outward success comes and goes, but what is really carrying us through is our inward motivation. This urge to create and to bring something beautiful, something real, and something meaningful into this world, to make it a better place. The beautiful thing is that having a clear purpose doesn't just bring fulfillment when we reach our goals, but it also fills our everyday life with meaning and joy. So if we want to give up, if we feel scared or unmotivated, reminding ourselves of our purpose can help to reignite our passion and overcome whatever we are facing. Negative feelings towards our work could also be a sign that we lost sight of our values. Sometimes life gets loud, fast, overwhelming, and in all that noise, it's easy to lose track of what really matters. When we go against our values, our inner world speaks up. It may show up as anxiety, guilt, or that strange sense that something is off, even if you can't name it. That's your inner conviction trying to wake you up. It's whispering, "Hey, this isn't who you are." Our values are like the inner compass that guides the way. They help us to stay true to ourselves. When you find purpose and get clarity about your values, it doesn't mean life is always easy, but it means you're walking your path, not someone else. And you move through life in a way that feels honest, real, authentic. And that's powerful. So, how do you become more aware of your values and find out your purpose? To help you to get started, I created some easy tools for you that help me in gaining clarity. So check out the link in the description box and get the free guide. Imagine waking up grateful and excited because you get to do what you love. Imagine creating every day not to prove yourself, but to give something meaningful to the world. Imagine feeling proud of the art you make, not because it's perfect, but because you created it from your heart. Imagine building a life where your dreams aren't just dreams anymore, but the life you wake up to. It's possible. All you have to do is say yes and dare to give your life a complete makeover. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye!